Hey guys, this is Jane from Team Shadows Trek coming at you. And the last video I posted was the top 5 decks that I would go into a tournament to play if they did not have access to a break ride. And this video is going to be the exact opposite. These are the top 5 decks that I would play, or I would think about playing if I was going into a major tournament. Whether that be a major tournament, like a qualifier or a regional or whatever, or just a local tournament, or I was playing to get really, or I was playing really competitively against a friend casually. But these would be the top 5 decks that I would choose if I was going up against like something like that. So the first one is, no surprise probably, Dragonic Overlord the End. Now that he has a break ride, guys, this break ride guarantees you to get 2 attacks off with him at least. And that sometimes is really all you need. If you know how to play Dragonic Overlord the End like I do, you know when to step on your opponent's throat and just finish the game. And if you can manage to stand him back up for a 3rd attack, you are going to win. Guys, when you break ride him, he's going to shoot up to 21. You're going to boost him with at least a 7k, pushing him to 28. You're going to get triggers, and you're just going to stack them on top of him and stand him right back up. So, guys, there is a lot of potential here for Dragonic. Excuse me again. There is a lot of potential for Dragonic Overlord the Index. This is why it is, again, the #1 deck. The only difference for us to the Japan meta was they got set 10 first, and if we were getting set 10, it'd be Dragonic Descendant. But since we don't, it's Dragonic Overlord the End. Having a break ride with Dragonic Overlord the End is really unfair. Because you're guaranteed to get at least 2 attacks off and 4 drive checks total. So, damn good, damn good. And remember, you're going to have to discard 3 to use the break ride, so technically, even with double twin driving, you're not going to minus at all. So, amazing. The second would be an Aquaforce deck with Last Card Revan. Last Card Revan, in my opinion, is an amazing card if you know how to use it, because it forces your opponent to have to heavily guard it each turn, and with the break ride, your opponent's going to have to discard even more. So, this is one of those cards that if you're going to use it, please know how to use it, or have someone explain to you the proper way to use it, because this is one of those cards that can literally, if played correctly, can win you the game. Last Card Revan is a very powerful card when used correctly. If you do not know how to properly use this card, he can screw you over, so you need to know how to wield it. And keep in mind, these decks aren't in order, except Dragonic Overlord the End would be my #1 choice. Number 3 would be a Liberator deck, and this would be either abusing Platina Azel or Pure Liberators, where, like, in the new Liberator deck that I posted with Kadu and just 4 Ganslot. That's totally doable. Liberators, all they do is just powerhouse right now. It's just powerhouse, big numbers after turn after turn after turn, and that's going to eat your opponent's hand away really quick. Like I said in the deck profile for my new Liberator deck profile, by the way, if you haven't watched that, go check that out. It's a pretty cool deck. It can really powerhouse your opponent so quick. It went undefeated at my local tournament Monday night, so it is a good deck, and it is worth a look, I promise. I would also consider playing Eradicators. Eradicators, right now, they don't really have a go-to Eradicator monster. I mean, in set 11, they do have Armor Break Dragon. That would probably be the one I'd consider playing if I wanted to play, Eradicators. But that's still technically not an Eradicator, and just for argument's sake, I want to double check my info here. At least I'm pretty sure Armor Break Dragon came in this set. I'm going to double check that for you guys. Yeah, he does. Armor Break Dragon did come in this set. He's the one where if you counterblast 3 cards and retire all units in the front row for both players, he gains plus 10k and 2 criticals. Very, very good card if you know how to use it. So Armor Break Dragon, I think, with the Break Ride would be really good, even though the Break Ride would only really be used for the 10k boost because um, when you Break Ride on top of the Break Ride for Narukami Vowing Saber Dragon, you're going to pop something in the front row, and then with Armor Break Dragon, you're just going to pop the other one. So, kind of a double-edged sword there, but it is a good card. Another one for Narukami that I would want to talk about is the Blood. I think the Blood is also really good, but like the Blood, like but the Blood like Armor Break Dragon, he's gonna pop something as well when you Break Ride, and then with the Blood's ability, he's gonna attack the front line. So then the other one will be popped. So you're going to wipe your opponent's front row and deal a lot and throw a big number at their Vanguard, which can be good. Well, no, which is good, but it can be good for you if they don't have a perfect guard in their hand or they guard for just one to pass. Another one that I want to mention is Dungaree. Now, before you jump down my throat, I have a friend at my locals named Zane, and he's playing Dungaree with Break Rides, and it is actually doing a lot better than I thought it would. Zane, if you happen to watch this, props to you, bud. I really like your deck right now. It is really good. It's fluent because think about it, guys. With Dungaree, when you Break Ride, you get to pop something in the front row, and then Dungaree can pop anything, and he plays like 2 or 3 Death Scythe on top of that. So his deck just revolves around destroying your field, and I really like that while playing damage flippers. So it is a good deck, and I'm going to try and maybe get him to do a deck profile for you guys on Saturday. To check, so you guys can check that out. It is a really interesting deck. It's a really fun deck. So do not turn your nose up at Dungaree, especially when his Cross Ride comes out. And then the final 2 decks that I will mention for, I know I said this is a top 5, but these would be the 5th place decks that I would choose, and I couldn't decide which one to pick over. So 5th place is occupied by 2 decks, and that's Angel Feathers and Tachikaze. Both of these decks have potential, but the only reason they have potential, in my opinion, is that the sets got mixed up. I like Angel Feathers. I think the Ramiel build is pretty good, but I do not think it will be a top 5 deck once we get past set 10. You know, because we're getting 11 and then we'll get 10. Once we get into 12, I don't think Angel Feathers are really that big of a threat. No offense to an Angel Feather player, that's just my opinion. Tachikaze, I would probably pick over Angel Feather because Tachikaze, if played right, is a very deadly deck. So I'll go ahead and say Tachikaze modifies the 5th spot and Angel Feather can have 6th. But I just, you know, I just don't. I've never been that impressed with Angel Feather. I think the deck is cool and all, but I just don't see the consistency of it when its best trick is I get to swap cards out from the damage zone with my hand and from the deck. And just random stuff. I don't like that. You're betting on a lot. But so I'll say Tachikaze over Angel Feather. So my top 5 decks that I would play in tournament right now, just to repeat myself, would be Dragonic Overlord of the End, Aqua Force with Last Card Revan, Liberators using either Ezel or Pure with Kadu, meaning Pure using Pure Liberators while using the promo from the Bermuda Triangle set Kadu. Eradicators using Blood, Dungaree, or you could use Armor Break Dragon. And then Tachikaze. So those are my top 5 decks that I would consider playing if I was going into a major tournament today. So anyway, guys, I hope this video helped you. If there's a deck that you think deserves to be in this top 5 list and one that doesn't, feel free to put in the comment section your opinion. And I will reply to you. Please keep in mind, whenever you put your opinion down there, I might choose to agree with you. These are just the top 5 that came to my head. They seem to make the most sense to me. Maybe a deck makes more sense to you than it does to me. So I'd love to hear what you have to think. Who knows, you might persuade me. And if you do, I'll be honest. Because there has been a couple comments before, and I'm like, you know what? They're right. So anyway, guys, again, thanks for watching. Comment, subscribe, thumbs up this video for me, and I'll see you later.